familiar with the definition that whenever the available natural ground slope is steeper than the designed bed slope of the channel, then difference is adjusted by constructing some drops or falls. So types of falls, ogee fall we have discussed in Iqbal book. This is upstream bed and this is the crest and this is the downstream section, and here we have the hydraulic gem, here we have downstream bed, this is concrete, this is bricks, and we also discussed trapezoidal notch fall. This is the cross section, and these are the metering falls. The metering and non-metering falls mean in metering falls, in metering drop structural fall, we can also measure the amount of flow discharge. So here we have 3 notch, 3 gears, 1, 2 and 3, and all this structure is concrete block, and the water is flowing to the downstream. So at this point, this is the side view of this cross-sectional view. So at this point, water is flowing. Water is flowing from this one, and this one, and this is the top view basically. And here we have another type, well type falls or cylinder fall or siphon. If you see from this direction that in this direction water is coming, you can see this is water direction. See the cursor, water is flowing in this direction and water is passing this, and here we have a well. Water is flowing into the well, and in well there is a depth of water, and this depth of water will be the downstream depth. And here we have pipe, there we have some opening, and in the water will flow through the pipe. Here we have the cushion of water. This is basically a system type, and water will flow through the pipe, and at the other end, at the outer end, water is again coming out of a small well, and water is coming to this one, and this will be the depth of the well. So all this is earth filled, and this is cement or concrete or bricks. This is also concrete or bricks. So here we have dry brick pitching like it one on the sides of the canal like this one. So next is simple vertical drop. So in vertical drop there were 2 types. One was the horizontal and second one was inclined. So this wall is not completely vertical. This is inclined at some angle. This is called drop well. This is called upstream canal bed, upstream high flood level, upstream bed pitching, and we have downstream bed pitching, downstream bed, downstream high flood level, and here we have cushion of water. We have a pond of water, and this is wall, and water will drop here and will dissipate its energy. And we have separate glaciers type of fall which we already discussed, like here we have upstream bed level, and here we have raised crest. This is raised crest. Here we have slope 2:1 or 3:1, and here we have again baffle wall, increased height, and then stone pitching on the sides, on the sides, and on the side wall also, and then we have downstream bed. And you can see these are the wings wall, upstream wing wall, and there are also downstream wing wall, and water is coming, and we have fluming here. If for example this is 100 feet distance, this may be 75, 80 feet, 65 feet. So that is the fluming ratio. Here we have downstream glass, and downstream there we have reflector wall here, like this one. Its cross section is here. So this is downstream sloping glacis. This is written as glass. This is glacis, and we have straight system, like system. This one from this point to this point, this point to this point, this one. So these are the same views. From this point to this point, we have this section. From this point to this point, and then we have. We already discussed Montague type canal falls. We have bed, we have raised crest, then we have sloping glacier, then we have slope pitching, then you can see structure, crest level, and so on. So we will basically skip its design. Next is the English fall or baffle wall, a straight glacis type fall. When added with a baffle platform and a baffle wall, then it is called as English, that was developed by English. So that is a baffle wall. You can see this is a baffle wall. So after the downstream hydraulic jump, we have a baffle valve. We have here a deflector valve, but here an addition, that is baffle valve. So that is English type of valve. So in this book there is a comparison of different type of valve that at which discharge and head they are suitable. So you have to study by your own. Here is a meter and non-meter valve which I discussed. Now regarding design, first of all we will design with help of numerical like 12.1. Design the size and number of notch wears required for a canal drop with the following particulars: full supply discharge 4 cubic, bed width 6 meter, full supply depth 1.5 meter, half supply depth 1 meter. So these two are important. Assume any other data is required. So the bed width of a canal is 6 meter. So you have to understand, if bed width is 6 meter, then each notch at top, the top width of all the notch or the weir should be roughly equal to full supply depth 1.5 meter. So let us in the first time provide 3 notch. We are discussing with 3 notch. If it's picture there is 1 notch given, but we will discuss with 3 notch starting from 3 notch. We have this equation for this type of weir. Equation 12.4. H is head and N is basically the coefficient and L is length of the crest. Now full supply discharge Q at 100%, so we have to enter Y at 100%. For full supply discharge, we have to enter Y as 1.5, and for half supply discharge we have to put 1. So full supply we have to enter 1.5, and then we get an equation in terms of, we have also head here, that is equal to 1.5 meter, H is 1.5 meter, and the equation will be in terms of L and M. Now using half supply discharge Q 50%, there will be another equation and you will have L and M. Now you have 2 equation and 2 unknown. Get N from one equation and put into other and get value of L. One is this equation, one, and second is this equation. So when we get L and N, we get N 0.13 and we get L 0.25. By that trial then we find the top width. This L is the bed width. This L is basically the bed width of the notch of the weir. Let me show you. This L is basically this portion, and this is H. This is alpha by 2. Next we have, if we want to find the top width, then we can apply the equation. That is equal to 0.25 plus 2 tan alpha H. And 2 tan alpha is equal to N, and 0.25 and 0.13 into 1.5 we can get this, and we get top width at 0.45 meter. So top width of 0.45 meter is much less than the full supply depth 1.5 meter which we discussed. So in order to increase the top width, we have to decrease the number of notches. So our next trial is to use with help of 2 notch. So with help of 2 notch we will get a little bit variations in our data set, like for 3 notch we have N 0.13, and for 2 notch we will use equation. You have to simply multiply 0.13 multiplied by 3 by 2. When you have calculation for 3 notch and you want to get calculation for 2 notch, then you have to multiply 0.13 with 3 by 2 with, I mean to say, with 1.5. And for 2 notch, L for 2 notch, similarly top width for, you can calculate the top width 1.5 into 0.45, that is equal to 0.68 meter. You have to repeat all the calculations. You have L and you have N, then you can apply this equation and you can find out what is the top width 0.68 meter. Since width is still quite low, then we will use only 1 notch that is suitable. So this is the design. So at 3 notch and 2 notch, those are rejected basically. So and for 3 notch will be equal to 0.13 multiplied by 3 by 1. Now we are going to transfer or translate the calculation of 3 notch into 1 notch. Then we will multiply 0.13 with 3 by 1, L 0.25 multiplied by 3 by 1. Similarly, we will find that is equal to 1.35, and that is little bit very near to 1.5 meter. so that is okay, and you can find alpha, that is equal to 11 degree. So you have to also check for the raised crest, but it will be rejected. So in order to check for the raised crest, let me show you what is meant by raised crest. At the upstream side, when water just crossing the crest is little bit higher. How much it is higher? It is 10 to 30% of full supply depth. The rising of crest may be between 10 to 30% of full supply depth. For example, if it is 20%, then full supply depth 1.5 meter, 20% 0.3 meter. It means now the head will be reduced by 0.3 meter because crest is little bit higher. Crest is little bit raised. It is for raised crest. So you have to just subtract 0.3 from H. Similarly here, and you have to repeat all the calculation and you can get the data. And when you will find this give a negative value of n. Negative value of n is not acceptable when you will solve all these equations. You have to calculate Q100 and Q50%, and Q100 will be equal to 2 times of Q50%. Then you will equate these two equations. This is Q100 and this is Q50 multiplied by 2. Then n will be negative. That is not a suitable design. Second one is design of siphon well draw, which we discussed that here water is entering. This is V1, water enters into a well. And this one and this one, this is the head loss in these pipes. Water enters through this opening, and this is V2, this is V3. V2 opening entering when water enters into this small opening. Its diameter is more, opening diameter is less. And when water leaves this one into natural surface. So we have to study its design. These are its equations. What is V1, what is V2, and what is V3. So starting 12.2, design the salient dimensions of a siphon well draw for the following particulars like fall 3.8 meter, fall mean bed level difference at upstream and downstream, general ground level 163.36, full supply depth 75 centimeter, 0.75 meter, bed level upstream 162.83, and discharge 1 cubic, bed width upstream and downstream 2.4 meter. So for a trapezoidal notch we have the same equation which we discussed. For 100% we have H y for y is equal to 0.75 meter for 1 cubic discharge. This one full supply depth 0.75 meter, discharge 1 cubic. Then we can get L and M. So for 50% full supply discharge we have Y50 is equal to 0.66 into Y100. This is another equation. If we have not provided with the half supply depth, then you can get it as 0.66 multiplied by 0.75, 0.5 meter. So Q50 for 0.5 cubic, 1 cubic was Q100, so you have to find L and N. You can get L and N. You can get alpha. This alpha by 2. So 2 times alpha by 2, alpha is equal to, alpha by 2 is equal to 19.3. So this angle is equal to 19.3 and this angle is also equal to 19.3. And the L 0.5 meter, this depth length is 0.5 meter. Now provide a trapezoidal notch in the stemming of the inlet well. So we have to provide this into this one. Here we have to provide trapezoidal notch and water will flow over that notch into the well. Now we will have V2 and V3. So V1 is equal to full supply discharge over area of flow over the notch. So this area is equal to full supply discharge 1, and this area is equal to 0.5 bed width, 0.5 plus 1.025. This top width, you have to calculate top width here. Top width is equal to 0.5 plus now that is 0.7 into 0.75. So what is 0.7? 0.7 is 2 tan alpha by 2. So you have to calculate its area. You have alpha by 2 angle, you have this one, you have this one. You can easily calculate. and velocity is equal to 1.75 meter per second. Now let us assume diameter of the pipe used in V3 1 meter. So if this pipe is diameter having 1 meter, then we can also calculate V3 by putting V3 is equal to discharge 1 cubic over area pi by 4 d square. Similarly, V2, for V2 at the opening we have diameter little bit less as compared to V3 at this opening. Let me zoom here. So this V2 opening, this opening is less as compared to this pipe inlet diameter. So for V2 we can also calculate discharge over area 0.5 meter if it's inlet diameter, then you can calculate its area. Now there will be head loss at V2 and V3 and due to pipe friction. This is head loss at V3, V2 square over 2g into 0.5 plus V2 minus V3 square over 2g plus friction losses in pipe. L V3 square over 2gd plus V3 square over 2g. You can calculate F dash is Darcy coefficient, that is 0.012. You have to enter all the value. You can get L head loss 1.52 meter. So reduced level of water surface in the inlet well, that is equal to where we have V2 in the inlet well, that is equal to downstream full supply level plus 1.5, because 1.52 is head loss. So let me show you from here. This is downstream water level and this is the water level of the inlet well. So that is head loss which we calculated. That head loss will be due to V2, due to this contraction, and due to friction in V3, and due to V3 velocity head. So that was the equation for head loss, and we have to calculate head loss. That is, if we add head loss in downstream full supply level, we can get water surface in the inlet well. That is equal to downstream full supply level is equal to. So what is downstream full supply level? That is equal to upstream full supply level minus fall. That is equal to 162.83 plus, because we have the same dimensions at upstream and downstream. So this is the water depth before and after the fall, before and after this concrete structure, cemented or brick structure. So 162.83 was upstream full supply level. We have to add 0.75. This is, I think, floor level. 162.83. So 162.83, that is equal to bed level upstream, that is floor level. Similarly, so in this level you have to add this one. You can get full supply level, upstream full supply level. So upstream full supply level is equal to 162.83 plus 0.75. You have to subtract the 3.8, that is fall, and you can get downstream floor level, downstream full supply level, that is equal to 159.78. And you have to add head loss here. We can get a reduced level of water surface in the inlet well 161.3. So approximately reduced level of center of pressure, it can be approximated. So that is upstream canal bed level plus 1/3 FST. So that is equal to 162.83 plus full supply depth divided by 3. You can get 163.08. That is so center of pressure. So height Y, where center of pressure acts above water level in the inlet well, that is equal to. So actually it is usually acts as 1/3. We will also study in our dam design that where center of pressure acts, it acts as 1/3 of full supply depth. So 1/3 of the structure. So height Y can be calculated of center of pressure above water level, that is equal to 163.08 minus 161.30, that is 178. So from this equation, V1 is equal to this one and X is equal to this one. We can also calculate X 1.05. So this is the design. This was the water depth. This is bed level. This is water depth. Where we have cursor, this is water level. This is water level. And this is freeboard. So this is freeboard and this is water level 0.75 meter. Water is going here and water is entering here. This level was 161.30, which we calculated, and its thickness is 0.45 meter. Its thickness is this one. Thickness is 0.45 meter on both the sides. and here we have 3 meter structure, and here we have opening 0.5 or 0.6 meter. This opening this one. So let me show you. So this is 0.6 meter from this one to this point to this point. But from this to this opening is 0.5 meter. This has 1 meter diameter, which we discussed. So next is the design of simple vertical rock fall. You can also see simple two equation, that what is LC and what is X. X is equal to H into HL. So that is H, head of water over the crest, and this is head loss. Water level at upstream and downstream. Water level, or you can say total energy line difference. Now, what is LC? 5 times of H and HL under root, and X, what is X? This height will be equal to 1 by 4 H into HL raised to power 2 by 3. So this is simple design of vertical rock fall. So next is Sarda type fall. So let me show you. This is Sarda type fall, and we will discuss. In Sarda type fall, we have flume. You can see this flume. The wings are converted into these curvilinear parts to flume, and we have now crest line, and we have reduced distance. So we will solve it with this numerical design. A 1.5 meters Sarda type fall for a canal having a discharge of 12 cubic with the following data. 12 cubic is the discharge. So we have depth 1.5 meter, discharge 12 cubic. We have bed level 103 meter, side slope 1 by 1, bed level downstream 101.5, full supply level upstream 104.5, bed width upstream and downstream 1 meter, soil good loam and bleach coefficient 6. So length of crest is equal to same as downstream bed width, that is equal to bed width upstream and downstream, that is equal to 1 meter, and here it is written as 10 meter. I think it is 1 meter. And discharge is less than 14 cubic, so rectangular crest is provided. Q is equal to, its equation is this one, H over BT, and we have BT 0.8 meter. Width of crest, that is equal to, we can get H 0.76 meter, and velocity of approach, that is equal to discharge over area. Now depth 1.5 meter, and width is equal to 10 meter, so that is 10 meter. That is not 1 meter, that is 10 meter. So we can get velocity of approach, that is 0.696, and velocity at 0.025. So total energy line upstream, that is equal to 104.5 plus 0.025. So energy line is equal to 104.5 plus 0.025, 104.525, and reduced level of crest, that is equal to this minus head, working head. So 104.525 minus 0.5755, 103.77. So 0.755 is basically this head. When we will subtract water level from total energy line, we will get a reduced level of the crest. Now use crest level of 103.77 meter, height of crest above downstream flow. So downstream flow is 1.103, and that is 0.77. So that is the height of crest above the downstream flow. Now shape of crest, width of crest is BT is equal to 0.55 into D under root. So we have D, that is equal to 2.27 meter. D is equal to 103.77 minus downstream floor level, minus 101.5. 101.5 is bed level downstream floor level. So that is basically this one. This is wrong. Height of crust above upstream floor. 103.77 minus 103 is 0.77. So 103 that is written wrong, that is upstream flow, that is 103. Now we have the 103.77 minus downstream flow 2.27 and we have BT 0.825, that is almost equal to 0.8 which we actually assume. So keep 0.85 meter width of the crust, thickness at base, what should be thickness at base, that is equal to H plus D by 2. So D is 2.27, what is H? H is capital H minus velocity H. Small h is equal to capital H height of water minus velocity H plus D over 2, that is 1.5 meter should be its thickness at its base. So in the remaining numerical you have to do by yourself, that what should be the flow thickness, what should be the unbalanced uplift, the water, the force of seepage. So that is the final shape. That is the framing. These are the wings. And at this portion we have system, we have reduced level given, we have slope pitching, this one, and we have this one, we have raised crest, we have its reduced levels here, which are clearly written. We have this one rise, and we have sloping, and then we have rise again here. So that is important subtle type of fall. So example 12.4, that is also subtle type of fall, which have discharge carrying capacity of more than 40 cubic. So that is more than 14 cubic. You have to use trapezoidal here. So the same equation is used here with help of the same numerical, where uplift pressure is here, its correction is also here. So next are basically the roughening devices which we discussed. Friction blocks, chute blocks, like if flow is in this direction we have these friction blocks, and like this we have glacis block, on this glacis we have this block. So example 12.3, that is equal, that is for glacis type data, sloping glacis. You have to do this example. If you will face any difficulty, then I will help you to solve this numerical. So example 12.4, 12.5 with uplift pressure and percentage pressure and safety, you have to do all these calculations. These are, its upstream and downstream is very well related to the garage design. So this is baffle platform which is at the end of the glacis in order to contain the water, in order to make sure that there is a pond or cushion of water before this baffle wall. So that is baffle platform, you have to study this. Example 12.6 is non-meter baffle. This is also an assignment for all of you. So example 12.4, 12.5 and 12.6, you have to do this example by yourself.